King Crimson Requiem is and has been an incredibly good stand in YBA for combat. It has not been out of the meta since its release, but is its moveset realistic to how KCR would work in the canon JoJo universe? Let's talk about KCR's moves. Later, I'll explain how I think they would work in JoJo. Number 1. Epitaph. Epitaph is a frame 1 counter move that when damaged teleports you behind the enemy, chops or does a barrage of punches to the enemy. This depends on your skill tree and what you invest your points on. Number 2. Time skip. Very straightforward. A teleport move that teleports you to your cursor. Number 3. Dimension slash. You summon a red scythe that travels towards your direction, not your cursor. This move breaks block and removes a limb. Number 4. Time erase. Erase time for a few seconds depending on your skill tree. You cannot be hit in this time frame and cannot be seen. When the move ends or you let go of Z, it teleports the enemy to the red cylinder. For some reason you have very low gravity inside of the erase time, so abuse this in skill run or one shooting. Number 5. Reality model. Probably KCR's best move. Trap every enemy close to you in a dark box where they cannot escape from until the move ends. It darkens their screen a little bit, and when this move is activated, you cannot pose, so you cannot heal. This used to be a very bad problem in old YBA that everyone hated, but they finally fixed it. Those are KCR's moves explained. On to part 2.
これが Requiem だ。お前が見ているものは確かに真実だ。確かに
Requiem stands were introduced in part 5, where the only 2 Requiem stands that have appeared in the series are Gold Experience Requiem and Silver Chariot Requiem. Both stands have very powerful abilities, GERs being able to revert any damaging or deadly action back to when it hasn't happened, essentially making GER and Giorno impossible to beat. Silver Chariot Requiem has the ability to manipulate souls and consciousness within a certain range. When activated, it causes all living beings within its area of effect to undergo a bizarre phenomenon. People's souls are swapped with nearby objects, animals, or even other individuals. It also generates a subconscious will or intent to protect the arrow, preventing anyone from harming or grabbing the arrow. These abilities are very strong. Most of the characters in JoJo would not be able to beat them, but how did they get these abilities? The Requiem arrow was found by Polnareff while looking for normal stand arrows with Jojo in Egypt. Because of him having the arrow, he got attacked by Diavolo and got severely injured, but he managed to survive and go to an old farming village where he got kept safe. This is also the first instance of a Requiem stand. When Silver Chariot accidentally touched the Requiem arrow, he transformed into SCR. But Polnareff took the arrow away before SCR could do any harm to anyone or anything. We skip a little bit forward into part 5, where we see Polnareff use the arrow again, so that Diavolo would not be able to get the arrow for itself. Now comes the interesting part. Whenever you are worthy enough to use the Requiem arrow and decide to use it, it won't just make your stand bullshit OP. It will give your stand an ability to achieve what you want to happen at that moment. In this instance, Polnareff wants to keep the arrow safe, so SCR uses his soul swapping ability and starts walking away from Diavolo and the Bucciarati gang. This is shortly explained how Silver Chariot Requiem became SCR. Golden Experience became Golden Experience Requiem when Giorno stabbed himself and consumed the arrow, obtaining his shit-ass overpowered ability. But what if Diavolo got to stab himself? So first of all, what is Diavolo's goal at the moment of achieving Requiem? Defeating his enemies seemed like something he can already do, because the only way Giorno can beat Diavolo is if he got the Requiem arrow. So what if we grab something that he always wanted to have? Having a complete secret identity. Something no one can ever find out no matter how hard they try. Diavolo will be unknown. My interpretation of this would be anyone who finds out Diavolo's identity, no matter where they are, will be put in the reality marble we talked about earlier. This action will be completely automatic, no need for Diavolo to do anything. Now you might be thinking, but Elias, in YBA you have to manually use this move for it to activate. And my answer is, it is for balancing. It would be way too overpowered to make it activate the second someone sees you or finds out who you are. Anyways, back to what I was saying. After the reality marble is created, depending on how far the enemy is, it would make KCR use one of the moves we talked about. Dimension Slash if they are far away, and Raging Demon when they are close. Now I know that Raging Demon is the aftermath of the Epitaph counter being activated. It wouldn't be realistic because Epitaph in JoJo is him seeing the future for 10 seconds, not him using a counter move. So I have decided to make KCR's Raging Demon a whole separate attack for this video. And for Epitaph, it will be able to see infinitely into the future, which is way better than the small 10 seconds that he has right now. Also, to make it more busted overpowered, you cannot attack KCR nor Diavolo while in the reality marble. It is a death trap.
King Crimson.
I think this version of KCR would be able to kill most enemies in JoJo, because they would have to kill him before KCR finds out that they know about Diavolo's identity. A few ways to do that are time stop. Stands like Star Platinum and the World would be able to stop time the second they find out who Diavolo is. This will make them able to kill him before they get killed by KCR. Now, if Diavolo is using Epitaph, which is infinite, this will not be able to happen, because he will most likely stand in a spot where it is impossible to find out his identity without him noticing.
D4C のさらなる段階だ D4C ラブトレイン
D4C Love Train. D4C Love Train would be able to beat him by activating Love Train and or going to a universe where he is safe from KCR. But the same argument about infinite Epitaph can be used. For example, Diavolo plans out to make Funny Valentine find out who he is when Diavolo is far away from him, so that he can use Dimension Slash to kill Funny Valentine.
これがレクイエムだ。
Return to Zero. Obviously, Return to Zero is on here. The second KCR puts Giorno into the reality marble, time gets reversed to a time where Giorno is safe from KCR and reality marble. Will Infinite Epitaph help him here? No, because Return to Zero isn't an ability that Diavolo can predict, as seen in the anime. Giorno would still beat Diavolo with GER if Diavolo had KCR. Now we can answer the question, how accurate is YBA'S KCR? And the answer is not that accurate at all. If I have to give it a rating and how realistic it is, it will be a measly 5.5 out of 10. I know that it's supposed to be a fighting stand for YBA, not an actual realistic Requiem stand for JoJo, but I'm still sure they could have made it a little bit better.
They call me PROPHET. I count up all the thoughts I see. I hit up a premium, snap and ask her for some pics of feet. What? She looks shawty. Asian bitches, man, they make me so horny. Put it in a booty and I'm recording. Call me a simp little bitch.